Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you are so beautiful to me. Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, you are so beautiful to me. You are so shiny, big and green.
Okay, we're going to keep it simple tonight. We're going to make some Christmas tree ornaments. So I've got 3 of them here. I'm hoping we can get through at least a couple, maybe 3. But let's get started. Are you all ready? Hey, Pam, Teresa, Julie, Linda, Kim, Rebecca. I'm not sure who else is here. I see several YouTube users. Oh, there's Jennifer. Yay. Okay, so the first one we're going to do, I'm going to use texture paste on. So if you've never used texture paste, they come in all different kinds of, I guess graininess would be the best way to put it. The one I'm using tonight is by DecoArt, and it's Texture Fine. And it's just a white, chalky, colorable, and you can paint it afterwards. You can color it while you're working with it, but it looks like this inside. It's kind of like almost like snow. Wet snow. Hey, Linda. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my spatula, and normally I use the back, but to show you guys I was using the front, so I'm going to go that. And I'm just going to smooth it on here, and I don't want it perfect smooth, obviously, because you want it to have some texture, like a tree. So I'm just going to kind of, you know, mush it around and get it on there. Some areas will be thicker than others, but I don't want it too thick because then it takes a long time to dry. So that's, you know, I'm just kind of mushing it on there. I hope you can see that. Okay. But you do want it to, you know, attach to it. So I get some more. And see, I put it on the back of my spatula. It seems to work a little better. And I just want to cover it completely. And yes, it does fall off. You just pick it back up, stick it back on. Until it's completely dry, it's, you know, movable. So I'm just, you know, just mushing it around, getting some texture on here. Not real concerned about the very, very tip of it at the top there because I'm going to put a tree topper on, like a star or something. Snowflake, I don't know, haven't decided yet. So this is not a fancy project, but it is a fun one. You know, they only take a few minutes to make, and this time of year we always are looking for quick, easy projects. These would make good gifts, or you can hang it on your tree, you know, however you want to, whatever you want to do with it. So nothing real exciting. I'm sorry, I'm getting off screen, but fun. Okay, so I'm just mushing it up, and then I'm going back in with the tip of my spatula. And if you don't have a spatula, you can use a knife, like a plastic disposable knife. Or if you use a regular knife and you just wash it right away, you can use that. You could use a credit card, although on this small surface, a credit card might be a little more difficult, but you could. So, you know, any tool that you've got available that will let you lift it out of the thing and mush it on, basically. So, getting that on there. And I'm just trying to cover all of the brown spaces. And get some texture on it so that it kind of looks like a snow-covered tree. Now, the one thing about texture paste, it does not take a long time to dry. When it's thick like this, a little longer, but if you were to use it on a project, you know, and you didn't use a dryer on it, you're talking maybe 10-20 minutes. It really does dry, evaporate quickly, I've found. Again, it depends on the thickness. Okay, so now I'm just going to get it around the bottom here. Oh, that's a little too much. Texture paste is great. I love it with stencils. I use texture paste a lot. If you're into mixed media art at all, it's like an essential. Okay, so now it is pretty well completely covered. I'm going to put a little more at the top here since I touched it with my fingers. And we are going to set that one aside to dry for a little bit. But before I do that, I'm going to put my topper on, and I think on this one I'm going to use a snowflake. So I want to put a good glob of this on there. Okay, let me get it set down here. Yeah, there they are. Okay, now I have these little snowflakes from Miriam's Crafting Supplies, and it's a charm, so it has the little loop on the top. I don't know if, here, let me put it up here so you can see it. So you can attach your hanger for the tree. So I'm just going to set that in there and hope that I can make it stand up. I may end up having to glue it. Yep, I think I'm going to have to do that at the end. So, but it was worth a shot. Okay, so let's set that aside to dry, and let's work on a different one. Get this cleaned up. Oh, before we do that, I want to show you. The base of this tree, I'm going to make a snowflake as well. So I have these cheap little snowflakes that I got at the Dollar Tree. I mean, they are really flimsy. And they were 10 for $1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use that as my base. I'm going to cut off the string. And I'm just going to set it on here. And I'm just going to take my texture paste and drag it across this. Okay? Make sure that it, gets on all the plastic parts. And get a good coating on it. And I am so totally not with it. I've had so much going on today. I forgot to put the glitter on the tree too, so I'm going to do that as well. Same time as I do this. So just mushing it on here, that's all I'm doing. It's, kind of like being a kid in kindergarten and playing with finger paints again or something. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up with my spatula, and you can see it kind of pulls the parts out. But those that don't, you just take your spatula and go in there like that and separate it out. So you have still have your definition. Okay, there's a big clump right in there. I'm just looking for areas that need to be pushed out. Okay, all right, now I've got it pretty much how I want it. So I'm going to set it aside, and I can scrape all of this back up and put it back in my jar. To use on another project. Okay, so now I've got that done. Set that out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to clean my spatula right away because this stuff does dry in it. I mean, you can get it off, but it's hard to get off, so it's better to clean it right away. Okay, and I'm going to wipe this up. Now that's just gesso that you see in there, pretty much. That's mixed in with it, or white acrylic paint, or whatever you want to call it. All right, now here's a little trick that I actually learned from Christine Diet at Journey Stamps. And she said to take a coffee filter instead of paper and use that to put your, to do your glitter, because it falls off easier. And you know what? It really did work. So I'm just going to hold it over here and take my glitter, and I'm going to just sprinkle it all over so it gets a nice shine. And this is just cheapo glitter that I have. And you could use any color. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a really nice shine now. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside to dry. And now I'm going to take this coffee filter and kind of fold it in half and put it back in here. And you see almost nothing left on there. It's really, really, really works good. Lots on my hands though. Okay, so I'm going to try to lift this up again. Okay, I'm going to put it on the tree as well. Not quite as heavy. Okay, I'm going to give it one more pass. Back in there. Okay, I think that's enough. So now you can see there's some shine on there too. So when your lights hit it, it'll be really pretty. Okay, that's got to dry. And there's almost none of my pretty glitter left. I'll have to go get some more. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Get some more napkins here. Okay, I'm just cleaning up my hands a little. Okay, so while that one's drying, for the second tree, we are going to do that one a little more vintagey looking, I think. So I thought about just leaving it brown, but I don't think I want to do that. So what I'm going to do is use some gesso. And where did my paintbrush go? There it is. And just paint it. I'm just going to dip it in here and give it one quick light coat because I want it to be vintagey, so I want some of that brown to show through. So I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. Okay, so I'm just brushing it on. And some of that brown is still showing through, you see? Art Fleck, who are you? Can you give us a real name? Okay, so that's covered, as much as I want it to be anyway. So I'm going to set this aside. And just to be on the safe side, I am going to take, no, there's no snow down here in Florida. Hi, Kim. Okay, so I'm just going to take my heat gun and just heat it up just a little bit to make sure it's dry. Okay, I think that's enough. Just needed a little bit. All right, now I've got a Tim Holtz Distress Pad, and most of you know my favorite color that he makes, that I use a lot anyway for vintagey stuff, is the Wild Honey. That's this one right here. Distress Ink, Wild Honey. Okay, and I'm just going to take it and just kind of brush it on here and use my finger, rub it around. So I'm going direct to paper, and I'm just, you know, kind of grunging it up a little bit. So we've got multicolors on here going on here. And I don't care if it's completely 100% covered. Like I said, I want some varying tones. And you don't have to rub in one direction even. You can go, you know, whichever way you want. Okay, so I don't like this area right there, so I'm going to rub that out a little bit. Okay, so now we've got, and I'll show you in just a second here, variegated tones in there. We've got some white, you know, a little bit, and we've got the golden, and we've got the brown from the other, so we've got, you know, variegated colors. And you can still go in and rub after. It doesn't dry real fast. So there we go. Okay, so we're getting that kind of vintagey look. Now, my living room is very vintage, so I decided I was going to, this is all experimental, guys. You know that. When you come to my classes, I don't ever plan anything real well. So, okay, Kim. Yeah, keep yelling. Okay, so I'm going to attach these, and these are from Miriam's Crafting Supplies also, and you can bend them. They're really, really bendable. So they will, you put it on here, and then you can bend it around to the shape of the cone, like that. Okay, and you just keep working it, and sometimes you got to take it off and bend it a little harder. But it eventually will form to the shape of your cone, see? So I am going to put some of those on there, and I don't want it right at the bottom like that. I want it kind of in the middle. So I am going to glue those on. Oops. And I am using a glue gun. Normally, you all know I don't use glue guns, but for the sake of class, I have to. So just because it dries faster, but I normally would attach this with like E6000 because it lasts longer. Hot glue tends to lose its adherence after a while, and especially on Christmas ornaments when you put them outside and stuff. So, all right, so I'm going to put that first one on. Thank you, Linda. Would one of you mind seeing if you can kick and ban? I don't know who this Art Fleck person is, but obviously they have nothing good to say, so. The other thing I don't like about glue guns is that it seeps through. Okay, so now we have one on, and I'm just going to go to the opposite. Well, let's see, 1, 2. It's going to fit 3, so I'm going to put the next one on, and actually I want to bend that a little more, and it's not sticking, so I'm going to put some more glue under there and glue it down. Teresa, you're funny. Okay. Thank you to whoever it was that banned and kicked. I appreciate it. We don't need any of that in here. We're here for a good time, nothing else. Just for fun. Okay, so now I'm going to do the next one, and I need to mold it, so I'm going to put it on here and bend it as best I can, and then I'm going to bend it some more. There we go. And like I said, these are really quite moldable. That's one of the reasons why I like her stuff, because it really does mold well. Okay, so I'm going to put that one on now. And as I'm looking at this, I'm guessing that I will have to go in afterwards, guys, and attach it with E6000, because this is, hot glue just isn't holding it the way I want it to. So, but you'll get the idea. Anyway, so I'm going to put that on there now. And we got 2. Okay, and the last one, I'm going to mold it. Okay, and bend with my fingers. And glue it down. Okay, so now we have a start of a vintage tree. And like I said, I'm going to have to go back in and glue this with regular glue, I think. But you can see what I'm getting at. So it's a vintage looking tree. Okay, and on the top, on this one, I'm going to put another piece from Miriam's store. And I am going to do one from my store too, but this right now is just her stuff. Whoops. Just because I really like it. And I thought it would be pretty on the tree. So she has different snowflakes. And those are these right here. Okay. And I don't love that color. So I'm going to grab my, I think I'll try this one. The Deco Art Metallic Luster in Copper Kettle, because these kind of have a little bit of a coppery color to them. I know it's hard for you to see on there, but so I'm going to just take my finger and rub it across. Okay, so I'm just rubbing it in. It's kind of like rub and buff. I don't want it to be, you know, one solid tone. Just to get that effect. And then I want a little bit of graphite too, to give it some black to it. That antique look. Okay. Brushes. I need a brush. Oh, this will work. Nope, that won't work. Okay, I got a brush. Okay, so I'm just going to take my brush now and go in here and really work out the stuff that gets stuck in the holes. And it really makes the piece get covered nicely with color. So there, now you can see it's covered pretty evenly and it doesn't have it in the holes. So now I'm going to turn it over and do the other side because both sides will show. Okay, and now I'm going to take the black, which this is ferro graphite, but you could use acrylic paints. I mean, you don't have to use these special things, guys. You can use paint. It works just fine. And this has a really kind of silvery black texture to it, and I'm just going to like dot it on in places. I don't want it solid because I'm trying to make it look antique-y, and I'm just going to go back and do that, pounce it a bit. Okay, it flipped over, so I might as well just do the other side. Okay, pounce it again, get it out of those holes. Okay, and so now you can see it's got kind of some variegated color to it. I hope you can see that anyway. There you go. Some black, and make it look a little aged and vintage. Okay? All right, so that's going to be my top for this one. So I am going to put a little dot of glue up there. And for this, hot glue does work the best because it will dry fast. And stick that on there. Okay, come on, stay on. It's hard to make a balance, guys. Okay, so I am going to go in, add a little more glue, and just hold it steady, which I don't have very steady hands. There we go. Okay, so now it's stayed. All right, and now let's glam that up a bit. I think, what do I want to add on that? I don't know. What do you think would look good on that, guys? For adding down, like, you know, in the blank spaces. My goodness. Okay. So, let's see what I've got. I've got lots of stuff. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is take some of these same snowflakes, and I'm going to take my wire cutters and just cut off the round part and use those. Oh, Teresa, it's worse than a full moon. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. How many spaces do I have? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to put those down at the bottom. So I need to get my copper and my black again. And go back and do that real quick. So just repeating the process that I did on the top. Okay. Okay, flip them over and do the other side. Well, actually, no, because these are going to be glued on the bottom. I don't need to do that. Okay, so let me put this away. And take a little bit of the black. And just kind of dab again. And I'm just randomly doing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. All right, let me find a rag again. Okay. And once more, just kind of dab it so it's not in big hunks. Okay. And now I'm just going to glue those around the bottom here. So I'm just going to put them kind of in the center. One little dot of glue and place it on. Okay, now this is going to be a really vintage, rustic, not much to it one, but my living room is very old-fashioned vintage, so it should go well on my tree. Okay, and that one on. Okay, and I think I'm done with that, other than putting it on some kind of a base. I guess I could do another snowflake, but I think maybe a doily would look better. What do you think? Doily or another snowflake? What do you think, guys? Doily or snowflake? Because I can do a snowflake in different, you know, in the copper color. Maybe that would look kind of cool, wouldn't it? Okay, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to get my stuff out once more and save the doily for some other project. Okay, and so let's do that now. Set it on the snowflake, please. Okay. Whoops, it's not in the center, but there you go. Because I put all the snowflakes on, I was thinking snowflake might look better. What do you think? Snowflake? Okay. Jennifer says snowflake. And since she's my kid, I'm going to go with what she says. All right. So I'm just going to rub this copper on. And this stuff goes a long way, guys. So just, you know, spread it around. I am so happy that some of you new people joined us, like Kim, Dosik Zook. I'm so happy to have you here. And Teresa, I always love it when you show up. I appreciate everybody coming. And my sister Kim is here too. It's so nice to have support. Jennifer Lauren, did you say hi to your Aunt Kim? Oh, Julie, yeah, it happens. You get commercials. You have to download. You have to use Chrome and you have to use ad blocker in order to not get commercials. Okay, so that's pretty well covered. And I'm going to rub it out now to make sure that there's none stuck anywhere. That will look funny. Okay, and let me clean up some of this mess here. Okay. It will clean up with water, guys, but all I have right now is just a dry napkin. It will also scrape off like I'm doing now. So, but you need a craft mat. That's important. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back with the black like I did before. And just spread it on here and there. Not trying to be perfect. Go back with my stippling brush and just kind of vintage it up. Not quite enough, so I'm going to add a little more. And you just keep doing it until you get the color you like, guys. And because this is big, I'm using a lot more black than I did on the other ones to tone down some of that copper. Okay. Flip it over, do the same thing. All right. Let me wipe this up again. Okay, and now I can glue that on there, and that one will be finished. And I may end up adding some ribbon or something like that to it later. Right now I'm just giving you the basics of some different ideas that you can do quick, easy, simple stuff. Okay, that didn't work. I lifted it up too soon. Let me glue it again. English Crafty, why don't you just move along? Okay, there we go. Now it's dry enough, and there you can see it's a very vintagey, and I may go over with a little more copper, although it is copper. It's just kind of hard to see it because it's a very antiqued copper. So, like I said, I'll probably play with this one some more, but that's a basic idea of what you can do with some of the different embellishments from Miriam's Crafting Supplies and your local craft store and dollar store. Okay, so that's number 2. Let's see how this one's coming. Not quite dry. All right, let me dry this one with the heat gun. So hang on, bear with me for a second, and yeah. I know, Rebecca, and I appreciate it. They're cowards, and they just want to cause problems. They're going to drive me to drink, though, I swear. They just don't want to let up. Rebecca, do me a favor. Copy and paste all of this, or Kim, actually. Kim, can you do this for me? Because I know, Rebecca, you're not as computer savvy. Kim, can you copy and paste everything that's in this chat for me? Save it in a document. Vodka, please. Vodka tonic sounds great. Although I like tequila better too, Shirley. I'm with you. Let's go Margaritaville. Thank you, Pam. Okay, it's not completely dry, but I think it's going to be dry enough to work with, and if not, then I'll probably ruin it. But, you know, that's part of crafting alive, is accidents happen. Okay. So, actually, I think rather than using these, I'm going to go ahead and bling this one up because I really like it. So, first thing I want to do is glue it to the base. And I'm out of glue, so let me grab a glue stick. So just putting it around the base. Okay, and I'm going to set it on here. So that's what we have. I really like that one. Okay, so I have some bling from my store, and I just grabbed a bunch of different bags because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to use. So we'll just see. I know that I want the star for the top, so I'm going to use 2 of the pearl stars. Hi, it's The big snowflakes, Pam, I just got them at the Dollar Tree. They come in little boxes like this, 10 for $1. And I just put texture paste on and glitter. Okay, so I have these stars. They had come in rhinestone and pearl in the store, and I'm going to use the pearl ones because all the bling that I chose for this was pearl. Okay, and I'm using 2 because I want to put them on either side, I think. So going to attach one first, kind of at an angle. Okay, so we got that one on there. See it? Okay, and then I'm going to attach the other one opposite it, so right here. Okay, but I got to have it facing me while I'm working, so sorry. I want to make sure I get it on straight. Okay, so now you can see, there's a little gap in between, but I think that's going to be okay because I can wrap a ribbon through there to hang it from. Oh, no kidding. Hi, Mickey. Yes, she has been. Those canvases are gorgeous. All right. So the next thing I think I want to do is put some pearls on. I'm not positive, but I'm just playing. So let's see. If I started wrapping. No, I don't like that. So how about these? Maybe I'll like these better. Okay, these sprays right here I get from Craft Supplies 1, Julie McDonald. And I'm thinking that I might be able to split them in half and put them, yep, I like that. So I'm going to split it in half. It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little sprays. So I'm going to cut it in half. Get this first. Okay, so I'm cutting it out, and then I'm going to just pull like 6 of them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to pull it apart like that. Okay. Now, because I pulled it apart, I've got to glue it back together to get it to lay nice. So where the paper was, I'm just going to stick a little glue there and take the ends and twist. And then I got to wait for it to dry. Okay, so I've twisted it and I'm holding it while it dries. Yeah, Mickey, I'm sorry. It is supposed to be fun and relaxing. We have a few people that can't seem to get that through their heads and have to be in here bothering us. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Put my glue on there. And twist. The paper came off, so that's all right. Okay, so let that one finish drying, and I'm going to take this first one. And, oh, shoot. Yep, that's what I thought. This isn't quite dry. All right, let me dry it some more with my heat gun. Sorry. I was hoping it was dry enough, but it's not. So this may take a minute. Mickey, I appreciate that. I don't know why they feel I don't know why they'd be jealous, Julie. I mean, honestly, I'm not doing anything all that special. I'm just out here trying to craft and have fun and help people come up with ideas. It's crazy. Well, what you missed so far is this is covered. It's a cone like this. They come in 6-packs. I got it at Joann's. I covered it in texture paste and put some glitter on it. And then I have these 10-packs that I got at the dollar store of snowflakes, and I did the same thing there, Mickey. And that's what my base is, my skirt. And now I'm just trying to get it dry enough so I can actually work on it. When you put texture paste on this thick, it sometimes takes a while to dry. But I really wanted this frosty tree look. Thanks, Julie. I really appreciate all you guys supporting me and being out here. Like I said, this is just for fun. It's to show you ideas. It is not that serious, and they just take it like it's life and death. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I was thinking hanging on the tree. You could make some bigger ones and do like a graduated too, would be really pretty. So this one I'm going to do it as a kind of a blingy tree. Snowy bling, pearly, vintagey, lots of categories this would fit into. And it is taking a long, long time to dry because I really put it on thick. Yes, Kim, I put texture paste on the snowflake too. It was just a clear plastic, really thin plastic snowflake. I laid it on here and just rubbed the texture paste across and added some glitter to it. Someone please kick this person too. Okay, let's see if it's dry enough yet. Let me try to reattach these. Jen, you can't, you're not a moderator. Okay, and reattach. Okay, so now we've got a star at the top of the tree again. And do the other side. And again, these stars come in both rhinestone and in pearl. I really love them. They're like my favorite new item in the store. I've been using them a lot. Oop, trying to get it lined up perfect. Yeah, my dog's not even allowed in my inventory room, so, you know, they're crazy. Anyway, all right, so that's what we have so far with the star at the top. Aren't they? I love these stars too. They're, like I said, they're like my favorite thing. The pearl ones are so pretty. Here, let me show you real quickly just, where did I do with them? What the rhinestone ones look like, because they're just as pretty. Well, maybe not, because I can't find them. Oh, here they are. I'm not going to take them out of the package, but you can see they're just as pretty and really sparkly. So, okay, let me put that away. Okay, so back to these now. I'm going to put them at the bottom. And I'm just going to put a little glue. And I'll cut off the excess, but I want it to spray out. So I'm going to set it here like this and let it spray out. And I can always, you know, go in and glue them in whatever array I want if I don't like how they're laying. Okay, and I'm going to do the same to the other side. The point here is to make it look like from both sides, if it's no matter how you hang it, it's going to look the same. So get that one on there. And, you know, these may not be everybody's taste, but they're going to go on my tree, and my tree is going to be vintage. So, like I said, these are just different ideas that you can take these little cones and do a million things with them. Okay, so now you can see I've got these ends sticking out here from where the fishing line stuff is. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those off right up near the snowflake. Okay. Now they're cut off, and I am going to have to probably put a little flower or something there to cover up the glue, but that's okay. Now, I'm not loving how these are laying, so I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue on one or two of them to make them stand up a little better for me. Sorry, I know I'm out of screen. Okay, so I just kind of glued a couple of them to make them stand straighter. All right, you can do the same thing to the other side. And if you're careful, the glue won't show. So see if I get this, well, let's see. You maybe can't see that with all the sparkle. It has a hard time focusing, but I just barely put a dot on so that the glue wouldn't show. And so now I've got it kind of standing up on both sides, but yet still spraying out too. Okay, let's see. Actually, I think what I might do, instead of putting anything else on it, because I'm kind of liking the simplicity of it, I think I might just cover up those glue with some other bling. And I've got these round ones with rhinestones. So I think I'm going to put those around and cover up that spot. So let me do that real quick. Okay, and I'm going to end up putting some on the sides for these too, but I want to get these covered up first. And they have a well in them, so I can fill it up quite a bit with glue and that'll hold it really good. Okay, and I'm going to use 2 more so I can have some on the opposite sides now. And I want my sprays above these, so get that stuck in there. Another glue stick. Now, like I said before, everybody has different taste. This just happens to be mine. Okay, got the well good and filled. And stick it on this side. Okay, and now that I've done that, I'm not loving that these sprays are laying down so much, so I'm going to put a dab of glue on and kind of stand them up a little more all the way around. So they lay nicer is all. Okay, get this one on. Okay, and there we have it. It's a blinged up snow tree. And I will go in with my glue gun and get these strings off, but there we go. What do you think? What do you think? Sorry. In about 6 feet? Oh yeah. Yep, this is going to be on my tree most definitely. So anyway, so we have a couple of different trees. Like I said, the first one is kind of rustic. You see that? And I used all of Miriam's pieces. Okay, and I made it very rustic. And then I've got a blinged out one in the snows and the whites. Thank you. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. Thank you, Jen. Let me guess, you're going to steal it off my tree when you get here. You're always stealing my projects, kid. All right, guys, it is going on an hour, so I think we're going to stop at 2 instead of making 3. I was hoping to have that kind of time, but with all the chaos, it just didn't happen. So I appreciate y'all for coming out. Where would I put a hanger? On this one, it's got the hole at the top right here. Can you see? So I would put the hanger there. On this one, what I will do is put ribbon through it and hold it, hang it up that way. So because there's a gap in there, see the gap? I'm able to do that. But I really like how this one turned out. That's really fun. Of course you're going to steal it? Oh, yay. Lucky me. I guess I better make about 6 more. All right, guys. Thank you again for coming. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support tonight, and I'm sorry for all the antics that are going on. I really sincerely do apologize. I don't know how to stop it. But you have a great night, and the sparklies at the top of the tree. Are you talking about the, whoops, on this tree, Mickey? Are you talking about this one, Mickey? Mickey, these are from my store, from Gone Artsy. Okay? And the ones on this tree are from Miriam's Crafting Supply. What's from the Dollar Tree are these bottom snowflakes. And I just colored them up. All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great night, and I will see you next week. I have a class on Wednesday, I believe. So I will see you then. Have a good one. Thanks, Linda, for staying up so late. All right, guys. Night.
The brightest tree I've ever seen. Oh, Christmas tree, you are so beautiful.